Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful session. I am Dr. Syed Mujahid Hussaini, Head of the Department Mechanical Engineering in this Nawab Shah College of Engineering.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I was associated with you, sir. I think previously I was in Sriharikota. I was worked in Sriharikota almost for 4 years.
Okay.
I met you a few times. I was in 2005 to 2009, sir. 2005 to 2009. Chandrayaan, I was there in Chandrayaan. I was there in PSLV C6. C6 to GSLV D3, which is not successful. At that time, I was in Sriharikota. So I met you few times in VSSC as well as in Shah. So I was in GSLV Mark III at that time, SFG, Shah facilities for GSLV Mark III. So in Mark III, I met you because mechanical is one of the hard, as you told, mechanical is one of the basic engineering for anything, even for computers, for satellite launch vehicle, for anything. Basic structure, basic things is made by mechanical only. So now in this 21st century, especially in this 2020, especially our students, mechanical students, especially maybe I can say during the revolution of IT from the last 10 years, computer is coming into the mechanical systems as well as now. Artificial intelligence is very much booming. So how we can merge as a mechanical student, if I want to teach a mechanical student a subject on design of machine members or thermodynamics or thermal engineering, how can merge this with the new technology like artificial intelligence is coming? So data structure is there, data securities are there. How it can correlate, means how we can merge it, these two different fields, I can say, so that they can be employable as well as they can have their own good future will be there for them.
No, what you said is right. You have to really look at your curriculum and slightly revise it. For example, I chair the governing council of one of the prominent engineering colleges in Bangalore, a major college of engineering.
Okay.
And we sort of took that initiative because of this. 2-3 things we did. One is how to bring this kind of modern technologies like artificial intelligence, big data, data processing, data analytics, robotics, etc. We put certain percentage and then revised in the syllabus. And also we thought we also brought yet another area is, we have to come out of the rote learning in the sense, whatever we learn, we should sort of translate it or link it with the practical training. So we said that at least 30% of what they learn, they should be exposed to the practical aspects of that so that they can learn new things. So, these are the things it may not be possible to do overnight, but I think gradually adding this kind of culture. I think try to drop something, you can't go on increasing the credits. You have to work well within the credits that you have. I think try to drop something which is not popular. You may have to take students also into confidence and bring in new things. That is one. Second is you should have faculty who can deal with that. That's also equally important. Without having a faculty who can teach that particular area in an effective manner, it won't work. But that requires some effort. I think you have to discuss in your own, what I don't know what you call equivalent to all faculty members,
Yeah, we have that. So actually, we having incubation center is there in the college. We having a research and consultancy center is there in the college. We having a separate placement division is there. So all the things are there in the college. We are trying also. We're trying to do that. But the peoples like you, if you guide us, so if you give your suggestions, so definitely we move forward.
I can give any suggestion. That is one thing. I always like to interact with, particularly after I took over IIST,
yes,
I have become like an academician rather than a technologist, really.
Thank you very much, Khalid. Good evening, sir. My name is Muhammad Akhil Ahmed. I am also assistant professor in Nawab Shah College of Engineering and Technology in Mechanical Engineering Department. Thank you very much for a wonderful session. Sir, one question I have would wanted to ask you. Sir, as the saying, there is a saying that as the experience increases, the creativity decreases. But when we see the younger students and younger engineers, they are not willing to be creative. They are just wasting their time in video games and all other things. They just waste time. They don't want to be creative. So my question was that how we can motivate these students to be creative so that we will have the solution for the future problems?
This is, I think, the perennial problem everywhere. There are two things. One is, it all depends on the faculty members. Faculty members, they have to, there is no point in asking everything under the roof to be done by them. First, you have to sit with them, find out what is their real interest, which is the area they are more keen and interested. Then I think try to, we had the one physics professor in IIST, of course he's still there, and he sort of used to do this, try to find the interest of a student, then trigger them, and then give them a hand, and also we had to tell them, look, if you don't succeed, don't worry, even in that process you will learn something. That is one aspect. Second, when I had a discussion with Professor Yashpal, one of the doyen of education, he's no more now, he was telling that in students we must allow them to sort of, whatever is dear to them, you should allow them to do it, just as one of the areas in which form you do. For example, somebody is interested in photography, I think you should encourage them, try to see how you can, because that sort of brings some kind of happiness in them, the confidence in them. In the process, they will do well in other areas. What you said is 100% true, that as they move up in the ladder in their own studies, somehow the interests come down. But I think you must have some 3 or 4 young faculty members, I think, attract them to some kind of innovative task and what you call tinkering lab or something. You have to encourage them to build certain, gradually it has to happen. And also you have to motivate them, giving certain materials and other things, so that they don't run post to pillar to do that. I think it's a tough job, but I think some effort is required, certainly in that direction.
Okay. Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you very much.
Put yourself. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So, what knowledge should we gain other than the subjects taught in undergraduation to pursue a good career in space research?
Space research basically, it's a combination of all basic technologies, highly multidisciplinary. One thing is that, you must be good in basics, like what you learn in school, physics, chemistry, mathematics. I think they are fundamental. If you are not good in that, it's very, because you can't afford to err anything anywhere. Even one mistake, your whole mission will be out. So you must be very, very strong in your fundamentals. Then the area that you may have to concentrate, whatever you are studying, whichever discipline, try to go more into analysis and simulation, so that you can try out all. We are the strong proponent of failures. What are the things which can lead to failure? That you can sort of do it only through simulation. So you should build there are various tools that are available even in your college, whichever discipline you do, applicable analysis and simulation tools you develop. It's useful not only for space. I think today I mentioned to you, this takes the prominent seat, and unless you are good at it. But if you are good at it, one thing is, these are the things we examine when we interview the just fresh graduates to our ISRO. And we see that they have good background, they have wetted their hand, they have solved certain problems. Invariably, students won't do that, I think. That's what you do, you will have a better chance. So in summary, you must be good in basic sciences, then also try to develop good knowledge in the analytical tools and simulation. I think these things you have, I'm sure that it will happen. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Zakaria. I'm a mechanical engineering student. Sir, as you have mentioned that robotics industry is one of the booming industries of the 21st century. So how should we get students involved in this field, since they are a bit underconfident, as they think they lack dominance over the basic subjects that hold the robotics, such as physics, mechanics, chemistry, or AI? So even though we have studied these subjects throughout the schooling and higher school, then again in engineering, but we still lack that confidence that we have dominance over the subjects. So how can we overcome it?
Do you have robotics lab in the college?
So, sir, yes, we don't have a specific lab for robotics, but we have a club.
What club?
A robotics club.
But are you building some simple elements of robotics? You know, just moving hand or moving leg, or what
Yes,
I'm saying is you should build this kind of basic elements, and also, you know, you should try in the entrance what are the various elements required, like the mechanical arm, the motors, the control. Basically, you know, you have to sort of give some idea of how to proceed. For lack of it only, they don't get confident. But if you also, there are very many kits available. You know, why can't you just buy some kits and then start assembling and using it? That is what we call confidence building measure. There are several agencies who supply them. They are not expensive also. Very schools, almost like a school kits, you know. Say, I visited one of the schools and they had that whole kit available. And in fact, the school students, they were building many things and then they were demonstrating. So my feeling is you need to build certain base in your institute, I think, along with the faculty members, along with some of the students, and try to develop that. Once you have a base and good robotics lab where students can come with their hands and experiment, and even if they fail, doesn't matter. You know, the fear in students is, first of all, I don't know. Second thing is, if it doesn't work, what do I do? You know, these are the fears we should remove actually, and encourage them and build it, I think. Then it will happen. And there are any number of books which are available which you can use and then build it really. And 3 good faculty members are required. One in mechanical, one in electrical for motors and all that, one in control systems. You know, these 3 people have to guide as a system so that you can build over a period. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Sir, my question is, I wanted to know what was the first thing that you ever designed?
First,
What was the first thing that you ever designed?
me. Okay, you know, I went fresh from, of course, I built certain things when I was studying in engineering college, as well as in my MTech I built. And also when I did my PhD also I built certain systems. But then as a practical system, you know, when I joined the space department, the first task given me was to build one of the control systems. So like you have seen aircraft, you know, aircraft control is they move the wings and the fins, okay? You would have seen that. So in our first launch vehicle project, SLV3, we had the what we term as the certain surface movement, and I was asked to build a hydraulic system which can sort of move it the way we want automatically. That is the first system I built, and that was successful, and we have flown in any number of our first launch vehicle. In fact, the same thing was used in our Agni. You know, somebody mentioned that self-reliance in Agni. That was the one we gave to them, and that fetched some recognition. And of course, since then we didn't look back. We have developed very many difficult and complex systems for various applications actually. So the question is you have to get started somewhere. And second thing I want to mention to you is you have to work in a group. You should, you know, when you are studying, it's okay to excel as an individual. But once you take up a career or you want to build something, you should work with your friends who are knowledgeable. Then you'll do a good job. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My another question is, what do you think are the most important skills for a mechanical engineer to possess?
I would say is analytical mind, you know. See, there is no point in telling you study thermodynamics, you study machine design, not that. I think it's needed for all engineers particularly. You must have an analytical mind. You know, if a task is given, first of all, you must see that in how many ways I can do. There could be three ways, there could be 4 ways, there could be only 2 ways. But then which is the better way to tackle, which is the better efficient system in terms of cost, in terms of time it's taken, and in terms of your confidence level to succeed. So this kind of analytical mind engineers should have. And of course, you have to, depending on the problem, you have to use your own technical knowledge. And don't depend on what you learn for your exams. I think, I want to tell all our friends here, what you study is one thing and what you do is yet another. But then what you have studied will come to your rescue. In the sense, suppose you are given a problem with respect to thermodynamics, heat transfer, then get back into the subjects that you have studied, the textbooks, then revise it, then try to adopt it, then use the analytical techniques to handle it. I think if you take this approach, there is no way you will get into any difficulty or problem. I think that is what is required. And, don't worry about failures. People are always deterred by facing the problems and running away. And, always worry will be there, what will happen, whether I'll succeed, what others will say. I don't think with this kind of fear, you can never succeed. You should get out of all that. If it fails also, you will learn a great deal. That's what we learned being in Space Department. We have gone through several failures, but each failure has given us a lesson. And today we can sort of stand confidently on our own legs. That is important. Okay.
Okay, sir. My last question is, I am myself a mechanical engineering student. So right now, as we proceed in our studies, we get to know about more complex designs and drawings. So don't you think that we must normalize the use of computers and designing softwares like CAD, AutoCAD in mechanical engineering, so that it's easier and we shouldn't have to do any extra course after we finish our engineering, because there is a perception that we can't merge computer subjects in mechanical because computer is a different branch, mechanical is a different branch. So it's a difficulty for us afterwards. So what do you think, we should normalize some basic computer subjects in mechanical for all the semesters instead of a special subject one semester, so that it is easy for us to learn designs and make them easy for others to understand?
Yeah, I am not sure whether your college would enable or empower you to take topics of your interest. But it's always better to learn computer, the software techniques, simulation, all that. You should put extra effort whenever you get time, or go through certain courses here and there. I think you can never become nowadays a scientist or engineer without having the knowledge of computers, its usage, building the models, building the simulation, and trying to understand these things. That's what generally people do when they go for their master's program or to PhD program. That's how they develop their analytical capabilities. But then nothing stops you to really look at it very carefully, then study on your own whenever you get free time, consult the concerned department, faculty members. That requires extra effort. But if you do that, I think you'll be far better off. At least you may not be too good as one would think, but basics itself you have, then it becomes easy for you to get on with your job later without any difficulty, really.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you for answering the question.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your enlightening session. I think students has get lot of information from your this talk, and especially because I've seen that a lot of things you covered in your this I think 15-minute session. Especially you talk about 10 challenges for mechanical engineers. So these things is not only for mechanical engineers, for I think all the engineers this is the challenge. Whatever the power, water, healthcare, medicine, whatever you discussed. I think it's a wonderful things you covered up, sir. So especially students who's graduating now, who's studying their second year, third year, final year, even for first year. For them, really, this is use some roadmap for them for next 4 years, how to pursue the courses and how much important for them. And also your emphasis on student to be focused on employment generation instead of employment seekers. I think that is the one thing always I also used to advocate to the students. So for that, we actually recently we started one innovation and incubation center in our college. So definitely we are working for that. Our students who are doing very good project, who are having some good ideas, for them we are encouraging to start their own startups. So really, your words on that is really encouraging for us as well as our students also. And also you covered a lot of things, sir. The industry 4.0 you told. So recently we are conducted one webinar on industry 4.0 also. So students, especially mechanical students, were attended, and for them it was very wonderful session. And really, a lot of points you covered is I think it's very much useful for the students. And thank you very much, sir, for all your efforts, your time, you spend your valuable time. Thank you very much. And definitely in future, I will be look forward to you to interact with you, sir, personally. Even this is giving me a very much personal.
We will do sometime and improve actually. You know,
Definitely.
Get out difficult situation.
Yes, sir.
Once it's over, we get.
Sure. If possible, whenever you're coming to Hyderabad, please come to our college. We are very happy to host you in our college. And if I'm coming to Bangalore or Trivendram, definitely I'll try to meet you. So
yeah, we will do that.
Personally.